Subtlety was never your forte, Mom. Presented by Frog. I wasn't suggesting that you're too old to get married.
But you were. That's exactly what you were suggesting.
No, I simply said that by 38 years old, some women may be worried that there could be issues with having a viable egg.
A viable egg. Meaning my eggs are old and withered up. Meaning I have basically lost my chance to bear children. Meaning no man will want me now. Meaning I'm gonna die an old spinster with cats.
You got all of that from me saying that you should be concerned about having viable eggs?
This is a really selfish conversation. You know that, Mom?
How is this selfish?
Because it is all about you. You wanting to see me married. You wanting grandchildren. You not wanting to admit to your book club buddies that you have an almost 40-year-old daughter who is still single, who hasn't even been close to marriage.
This is utter nonsense. I've only ever wanted you to be happy.
Yes, happily married.
No, that is not true. Remember after college when you told me you decided to join that commune?
What does that have to do with anything? And it was not a commune. It was AmeriCorps. It's a government-based group that helps rebuild underprivileged areas in the United States.
Whatever it was, I was supportive. Most mothers would be concerned that their daughter was running off and joining a commune. Sorry, not a commune. Slip of the tongue. A charitable organization that feeds the poor.
No, that's... Never mind.
As I was saying, most mothers would have done their damnedest to talk their child out of it, but not me.
No, you just drafted your will in case, how did you put it? A tragedy suddenly befell you while I was gone for all that time? That way I'd know what to do with your belongings and your body?
Well, what's wrong with being prepared? Did you know that I wanted to be buried with my mother's pearls?
Mom, please.
No, this is important. You are my only child. I obviously don't have any grandchildren, so it's going to be up to you to see to my estate.
Okay, so somehow, amazingly, this began as a conversation about a girls' trip to Costa Rica that I am taking with my friends in June, and now we're down to your cremated remains and what to do with Grandma Shelley's pearls after you croak.
I do not want to be cremated. See, you don't listen to a word I say. These are critical details, sweetheart.
But it has absolutely nothing to do with what we were talking about.
Sure it does. You were saying you want to go to Costa Rica with some friends, and I simply asked, are there men in Costa Rica? To which you said...
To which I replied, no, Mom, they're in Amazonian land. They use men to breed and then they kill them.
And so I said, that is not funny, but while we're on the topic of men in marriage...
We were never on the topic of men and marriage. We were talking about a vacation. I am not going to Costa Rica to meet men. It is a girls' trip. I'm going to relax and hang out on the beach and drink some big-ass umbrella-a drinks with my girls. The availability or lack thereof Costa Rican men does not concern me in the least.
But it's just that...
Say it. I know you want to. Come on, Mom, say it.
It's just that at your age...
And there it is. The endless loop thus repeats itself. I am trapped in a sick and twisted Groundhog's Day, except the groundhog is like my mother popping out of her hole every morning saying, when are you going to get married? When are you going to get married?
Comparing your mother to a rodent. Well, that's real nice. Thank you.
Mom, I love you. But this conversation is getting old, really old. I believe it started back in 2015 and has been going strong ever since.
Well, obviously, that's an exaggeration.
No, it really isn't. Do you realize that last Christmas, you got me towels that had embroidered Mr. and Mrs. on them? What the hell, Mom?
I told you, they were on sale, as is. There was a pull on the M in Mrs., and so they were like half off. It was a good deal, too good to pass up.
Your lack of subtlety is astounding.
I want to see you happy.
I know. So I've heard. Were you happy, Mom?
What do you mean?
With Dad. Were you happy? I mean, you guys married so young, right? Weren't you just like 20?
It was a different time. Women were expected to marry coming out of school. It's what you did.
But you didn't answer my question. Were you happy?
Sometimes. Sometimes no. Admittedly, your father was a very difficult man to live with. Obviously, since we got divorced.
Sometimes no. Is that what you want from me? To just find anyone to marry for the sake of marrying and sometimes be happy?
Of course not, but...
Then just let me be, okay? Let my life unfold as it will, without the incessant reminders of my impending spinsterhood. Because frankly, Mom, I don't want sometimes.
I never meant to insinuate that...
Yes, you did. But that's okay. Just chill out a little.
So what are you girls going to do in Costa Rica?
Probably just hang out on the beach most of the time. Start drinking at noon.
Ooh, bring that pink bathing suit you have. The one that looks so slimming on you. You never know when you might run into someone on the beach who...
I love you, Mom.